Hey, I'm Jennifer Stehlin, and you can find me in the new Hulu series, Pam and Tommy. And today I am sitting down with Elias in the Man Cave Chronicles.
Jennifer, welcome to the cave.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How's your day going? You got a little project that just came out that everybody's been watching on Hulu. It's exciting times.
Oh my gosh, social media has been blowing up and my texts have just been flooded, but I'm so thankful that I have so much support. So it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
great.
So the listeners or the viewers that are tuning in, they can see you on Hulu's miniseries Pam and Tommy. And before we jump into that, and I was trying to do some research on you. I've noticed you've done a little bit of everything: ESPN reporting, acting, dancing, cheerleading. Did I leave anything out?
uh, Maybe fitness instructor, I'm a spokesmodel.
So
you know,
the the
woman
resume the resume is long.
absolutely. I like to be doing 7 different things all at once.
Uh, So how did you like? I know, you got into the acting now, but like at the beginning, I noticed that you got into like the sports industry and everything. Like, how did you? What made you get into that, and how did you go from that into the acting?
Yes, so I got enough academic scholarship to go to the University of Florida, where we had our journalism school is number top 5 in the nation. And so I always knew I wanted to be an actress, but it was really important to me to get my degree and to major in something that I could use later on in life if I, fell in love with it. And so broadcast communications was the way to go, which even I viewed it as any on camera skills you have. You can use those, in my current role now as a spokesmodel. Like I use a teleprompter almost every single day. And that's something that I learned back in college. And it's not something you do when you're acting, but there are just so many facets of the entertainment industry that you never know which one's going to pick up first, but one can always lead to another. So I always wanted to just be very dynamic and versatile. And so that's why when I was in school, they were teaching us how to be a news anchor, and I really wasn't vibing with the news kind of thing.
Mm.
And I was cheering in college. And so I knew I was passionate about sports. I was born and raised around football. And I was like, if I love sports and can be on camera, this is kind of the perfect match for me. So that's how I got involved with ESPN. Yeah. And then it kind of continued from there. And I worked at an all female sports network for a little bit, which was so cool. Covered the Tennessee Titans, and it then led into other opportunities of red carpet reporting and entertainment hosting and all that kind of good stuff.
So what made you jump into the acting? Like, what was like one of the first things that came up for you?
So I was in my first commercial when I was 13. It was a Gossip Girl commercial, and it was right when the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants was like
Uh,
popping off, and it was with Blake Lively. And I just remember watching and being on set with her, and I was like, "This is exactly what I want to do." I love being on set. I love being here. I love the whole atmosphere of everything. So really, when I was 13, I knew I wanted to be an actress, and I begged my parents to go to school in Los Angeles.
mm.
But like I said, I got academic scholarship, and if there's any way to not have student debt, I was okay. I was like, I'm gonna save all my pennies in the bank to move to LA. I graduated like May 1st, and then May 4th I moved to LA. There was no
Wow.
downtime. I was ready to rock and roll, ready to go. But also too, every summer I kind of got my fix working on American Horror Story. So I'd fly out to LA for a couple weeks at a time and
Mm.
really get to experience that and be on set. So that gave me enough to hold on to make it through school.
That's awesome. So yeah, let's jump right into Hulu's Pam and Tommy. Like, we've been waiting for this mini series pretty much to come out for a while now. Like, how exciting has this ride been for you, and how did you get approached for this?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So my I submitted for the audition, and then I auditioned. My team submitted me, and then auditioned, and then got cast for the role. And yeah, it all kind of just happened very fast. They said put her on hold, and then I think like the next week later, I was filming on set,
Wow.
which was so great. But that was also back in May, so it's wild to even see the show and to relive the memories of the foam party and all of us being together on the beach. And I think it was really cool because the show was really special because everyone they were very welcoming, and even the first day on set, everyone was so nice, so kind. And by the end of it, we were all, I'll never forget, our last day filming was like on the beach, and we all jumped in the water with them during one of the scenes. And I'll never forget, I looked at hair and makeup and they were just mortified because that mean like we got tackled by a wave. So all of our hair, all of our makeup, we had to do a complete reset, and we had scenes to film after that. And but to make a long story short, we all had a bunch of downtime, and I invited everyone over to my trailer. And then the AD was frantically knocking on my door. She's like, I can't find. And then she opens the door. It's like all of us in there, like hanging out, having a blast. They served Thanksgiving food. I was like, wow, it really feels like we are a family right now. And I think that was just like the best part about it, is that everyone clicked immediately and had good vibes. And we were able to have a lot of fun together.
No, so when you book this role, you play Pam's best friend. Like, how do you describe this character, and like, how do you prepare for this role?
Yeah, so did research the times and everything like that. And my approach to the role was that I am just Pam's, like, one of her go-to girls that she could call at any moment, who is ready to party, ready to have a fun time. Definitely will never say no to a shot, loves to laugh, and definitely go out and flirt with all the boys. And I feel like you can definitely see that like in our club scenes, because that's how her and Tommy, they meet. We're out in a club, LA. We're having fun, loving the glitz and the glam of it. And so, yeah, that was kind of my take on it, because we were definitely having a great girls' night.
Now, were you do you have any like input on the character with the directors and the writers, like how you wanted to play this character?
They kind of gave me free reign.
Okay.
And even what was cool is they encouraged wild lines when we were filming the scene, it was just so natural, because it was very conversational, and it would be like, I want to say it's like, that's almost like what my girls' nights are like, not as wild. They're definitely a lot more tame, but just even in the reference of like talking about boys. And, there's a line in there where she's like, good boys are in. And so I feel like that's always, when you're young, they're always the party boys and the ones who play with your heart. So it's, really sorting through those and finding the good one to give your heart to. But yeah, it was really fun. They gave us a lot of room to play.
That's awesome. How cool was it working with even like Lily James and Sebastian? And how scary is it that they looked almost exactly like the characters, like Pam and Tommy?
I will never forget when Lily came on set with us, and we all were like, "Oh my God, you look just like her." It was wild. I mean, big kudos to the hair and makeup team. They did an incredible job on both of them, and very consistently. It was definitely a lot of fun, and fun to also like see their transformations too.
What was your favorite scene that you were in? Would you say?
Oh my gosh. Well, I loved all of them, honestly.
Is there one that sticks out the most?
I have to say, I think the craziest one was the foam party. I have never been to a foam party. And when those bubbles get in your eyes, it hurts. And then there was a moment where there was so much foam. We were all like, I'm 5'1", so I'm very small in comparison. And, we're in there with like the dudes and everybody. And yeah, I was just like, I'm getting engulfed in foam, and just, you don't realize it's wet and it's sticky. But I have to say that was definitely one. I mean, never being to a foam party, I definitely feel like I got that experience for sure, like legit.
Awesome. How long were you on set for? And like with the like the COVID protocols and everything, how did you guys make it work?
Yeah, so we were testing a lot. If I remember correctly, it was like every day. I mean, even before you stepped on set, before like the night before, you would COVID test, and then you'd get your results, and then you were allowed on set, and then you'd COVID test when you were on set. It was definitely very safe, and we all wore our shields, and they kept us socially distanced. There is, oh my God, actually my favorite was when Lily licked my face. sorry, going back to your last question, I was like, but then also just seeing the COVID compliance officers, they're like mortified, but we're like, we're all in this now. At least we all had tested negative. But yeah, just really like wild times. But that was actually my favorite scene is when she licked my face because yeah, she just went for it. And I was like, oh, that was a lot of tongue.
How,
But it was a blast.
how many episodes did they end up filming for the whole series? Was it
So there's
8?
8 in the series,
Okay.
yeah. And I believe they all come out on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
I'm on Pacific time. I don't know what
Do you,
times.
do you like it how they're doing that in Hulu, where they just release one episode a week?
You know, I did have mixed feelings about it, but I think it's kind of fun. It still leaves you that cliffhanger. It's
Yeah.
almost like broadcast, TV where you had to sit down and watch it when it came out, but at least because it's on a streaming platform, you can watch it at any time. I think it's kind of cool that it's not all released at once because then I feel like people would have binge watched it and just really just gone through it super fast. But this way, I think they definitely take the time to sit down and appreciate each episode. And that's like the show deserves that.
Yeah. Well, what was the reaction from like family and friends that have seen the first few episodes and after watching you on it?
Well, the texts are, oh my God, I cannot believe you're on my TV screen. And one of my favorite moments is my uncle called me. He's like, I can't believe I have you paused on my TV screen and I'm talking to you. And then I've actually gotten a lot of texts. They're like, I cannot believe Lily James just licked your face. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, that does happen.
So Jennifer, what's next for you now? And like any other projects you got coming out or you're about to work on that you can let the viewers and listeners know?
Yeah, so I'm currently still auditioning, but I did land a gig recently as a spokesmodel for a fitness and nutrition company, which is cool because kind of just like the facets of being dynamic in the industry. I think it's a really cool way for me to impact a lot of people and change lives. Even though it's not acting, it's still a different facet of it. And I do follow along workouts. I can bring my personality in it. And I'm definitely having a lot of fun in this role as well. And it's still allowing me to audition and continue acting. But yeah, that's the biggest thing right now. Thank goodness, when you do have downtime, I always love, modeling has picked up and all of these things. So
Right.
I'm definitely keeping busy.
As I mentioned, you do a little bit of everything.
You know what? You have to. When it's like I feel like it's you just have to. You got to know how to work. A photo camera, the film camera, even an iPhone camera now. It's so important. Everyone has an iPhone.
Lastly, how can the listeners and the viewers find you on social media?
Yeah, so you can find me. It's my first and last name. It's at Jennifer Stehlin. It's JenniferStehlin.
Jennifer, this was great. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.